welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Rakshit Subramanya, an ISC engineering student at SVC. Today, I will be talking about the topic windmills. Actually, no, it is about wind energy generation. Part of the topic is going to be about windmills. Let's move on. Let me introduce you. Wind energy is the energy that is harnessed from wind. The wind energy is harnessed with the help of turbines. The wind turbine was invented by Charles F. Brush in the year 1887, with the main purpose being bulk energy generation. Now, you guys all might have seen the different types of wind turbines while traveling to different places. To the point, do you know that the first windmill was actually made out of sticks and cloths? If you think it was like now, you're wrong. It used to look like this. This is the actual picture of the first wind turbine ever built. Let's move on. So, the basics of wind power. The wind power is the conversion of wind energy into electrical energy. It is a clean and renewable energy, so there is no pollution. It is not like fossil fuels, and it is done with the help of wind turbines. So these wind turbines have different parts to them, mainly being the hub, the blades, and the generators. The wind turbines play a very key role in wind energy generation. Let's move on. Now I'm going to explain you the working of a wind turbine. As you can see in the picture here, the wind turbine has many parts, mainly being the hub, the generator, and the power transmission kit at the bottom part. So first of all, for a wind turbine to work, the minimum airspeed required is around 13 to 14 kilometers per hour. Without that, a wind turbine cannot produce electricity. Thus, when the wind starts flowing, it hits the turbine blades, causing the blades to spin. The blades are connected to a speed gearbox, which is in turn connected into a generator. Thus, when the speed gearbox starts rotating, when the blade starts rotating, they move the rotor, which is connected to the generator, which is in between, connected to a speed gearbox. This gearbox is responsible for increasing the speed of the rotation, because there is a minimum amount of speed required for the generator to produce electricity, which is taken care by the speed up gearbox. Once the rotor starts spinning, energy is generated by the generator, which is in turn connected to a storage device and a transmission device. The storage device is going to store the electricity, while the transmission device is going to use a transformer, step up the current, and send it off, or they say transport it to different locations for different purposes. Let's move on. The wind turbines are not of just any one type, as you think. There are many types of turbines. These play a crucial role because there are many designs required for different purposes, are based on the region and based on how much area is there. So wind turbines come in many shapes and sizes. Their design plays a very crucial role in their performance. Some of the most creative and innovative designs of wind turbines are vertical axis turbines, bladeless turbines, and floating turbines, and many more. Let me explain a few types. So first we are going to talk about the horizontal axis wind turbines. Horizontal axis wind turbines are the normal turbines that you have seen. As you see in the picture, these are like this. They phase they are split are of two types: upwind and downwind. The upwind is where the top rotor part faces towards the wind current. So when the wind hits, the blade starts rotating and energy is produced. While the downwind turbine is the type which is faces opposite to the wind current. Thus, still when the wind flows through it, the blade starts spinning and energy is generated. The next type is vertical axis turbines. Vertical axis turbines have a different types of blades. As you can see in the given image here, they look like this. They don't look like a horizontal, but they have a circular shaped blades. These are specially designed blades which move when the wind hits them, which causes the surface area that is created is made in such a way that when the wind hits it, the blades will start moving. Let's move on. Advantages and disadvantages of wind turbines. Wind turbines have many advantages and disadvantages. So the advantages being they're renewable and clean energy, which means they're not fossil fuel, they don't cause any pollution. Thus they are very clean, and renewable means they're not exhaustible, because wind is not exhaustible. Next is energy independence. Wind turbines play a key role in energy independence, because if we have an wind turbine set at our place, we can independently produce wind energy. We don't need to depend upon the government to provide electricity. Next is low operational cost. The operating cost of a wind turbine is very low. Thus, there won't be much of a cost in operating it, nor we need to pay money to the government for getting electricity. It is our own energy that we are producing and we are using. Next is abundant resources. As I said, wind is not exhaustible, so there is a lot of it is non-exhaustible, so you can use it many times as long as you want. Job creation. Wind turbines play a very key role in job creation, because wind turbines are very complex to build and you need many different and highly skilled people to do these works. Next is scalability and modularity. As you know, on Earth the wind speeds are not stable. They come in different forms. One of the advantages about wind turbine is that you can scale up or scale down at what rate you use the wind turbine. So you can even manage the speed at which the blades spin. Next is the land multi-purpose use. If you think wind turbines are only used for energy generation, then you're wrong. Wind turbines are used for many purposes, which I'll be telling in the applications also, but the most important one right now is energy generation. These wind turbines also have their own disadvantages, such as high initial cost. Setting up a wind turbine plant is very costly. Even though its operational costs are low, but setting it up is very costly. The second disadvantage is that it causes noise pollution. It is very loud. Third one is it requires a certain amount of area to set up a wind turbine, because the blades are very long. They are almost 30 to 40 feet, so you need a lot of space. Next, wildlife threat. They are a threat especially to birds, as the birds might hit the blades and it might cost their lives. Next is complex grid constructions. If you have a wind turbine set at your place, you might need to change a lot of connections at your house to the electrical grid, because it's a lot different and it functions very differently. Next is weather complications. As I told, the weather is not constant on earth, it changes, so it is hard to maintain. Transportation difficulties. Setting up a wind turbine is difficult. Like I said, the blades are very long and some of the parts are very heavy and they're difficult to transport and set up at a place. Let's move on. Challenges. As I said, one of the challenges is transportation, since transporting such heavy parts are very difficult into remote regions of where we are going to build a wind turbine. Second challenge is setting up a wind turbine is very difficult. As I said, it needs a highly skilled people to do many operations, and mainly it is about the weather, because if there is a storm or any other or the wind is flowing at a very high speed, if the turbines are not, the speed is not managed, it might severely affect the generators and the inner components of the wind turbine. So, and if the speed is too low, electricity is not generated. So there's a lot of complications, such as the turbines have built-in brakes in them to slow down the turbine when it is spinning at a very high speed. Let's move on. As you know, the world right now, the fossil fuels are depleting at a rapid rate. They are almost depleted actually. The whole world is shifting into electric vehicles already. So wind energy also plays a crucial role here. You might think wind turbines and wind energy, they don't play a lot of role here because they don't have any changes, but for innovating something new, you need some comparison. That is going to be our first wind turbines, which are used for wind generation. Like that, we can innovate it into different topics, and different innovations can be brought out, causing new devices or energy sources that are found, which will help us in our future. So even wind turbines and wind energy generation play a crucial role in our time, because right now fossil fuels are depleting at a very rapid rate and we need to find a new energy source. Let's move on. So as I said, I was going to talk about a few applications of it. The horizontal axis turbines are used in large scale purposes, such as they're set up at offshores, or they are big turbines that are set up at offshore or where the places where there are high wind speeds. They can also be divided into smaller parts and used in many numbers instead of just one. Vertical wind turbines have different uses, such as they are used in urban environments where there is not a lot of space. In such places, vertical turbines play a very crucial role. They also have hybrid systems, such as they are connected to a solar panel. Thus, even if the turbine is not working, sometimes energy may be produced, or if the solar panels are not working, the turbine will produce the energy. They are also used for small scale, like in a farming region. When you need the wind turbine to produce electricity, you can have a personal small scale wind turbine built for you, which will produce electricity for you. And it also plays a crucial role in the community, since building multiple of them will make us energy independent and we don't need to depend on others. Then wind turbines can also be used for different purposes, such as pumping water. Instead of using electricity, you can use its force to pump the water from the canals that are there, or you can use it to create energy and electricity and then pump it with the help of a motor. It also has many different purposes. These are some of the examples I am talking about. In conclusion, wind power is a creative and innovative solution to our energy needs. It requires ingenuity, collaboration, and a willingness to think outside the box. By embracing the power of the wind, we can create a cleaner and more suitable future for the generations that are coming ahead of us. We need to do better and find different ways of finding more sources of energy, either with wind or any other source. We need to find a renewable, clean source of energy. Hope you understood something from my video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.